Hello Stampers, it's Amy with Stampin' Magic. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today I have for you a cute little note card, and I'm making a note card set. So we're going to be making a pink one to go with the set, so there's 2 of each. And this uses a really fun new background stamp we have, and probably one of my favourite new stamps, which is the Flower and Desert stamp set. So let's get started. So you'll need the Crackle Paint background stamp and the Flower and Desert stamp set. For inks, we're going to be using Berry Burst, Lovely Lipstick, Old Olive, Pineapple Punch and Call Me Clover. You'll also need some Memento Tuxedo black ink and a sponge dauber. For my base, I'm using some Berry Burst cardstock, and this is a top folding card, C6 size. For my matting, I am using the Botanical Butterfly DSP, and we're going to be using the black and white checkered side. And you'll need 2 pieces of Whisper White, one to go down on your mat and one to stamp and fussy cut out your succulent. So I'm bringing in a foam mat because they are photopolymer. The images will stamp a lot better if you've got something underneath them to give a bit more padding. So a foam mat, your catalogue, you know, anything that will give just an extra bit of padding. And I'm bringing in my Whisper White piece and some Pineapple Punch. Now we're going to do this background piece here. It's just a few speckles of yellow, which I think really, really cute and adds just an extra bit of colour. I'm going to literally just randomly stamp a few times onto my background piece. Now these you can actually stamp in, like, say, a dark green onto your cactus to give your cactus its little spiky bits, but I think it also makes a really great background stamp. So we are done with the Pineapple Punch, and we can put that piece to one side for later. So the next thing I want to do is get the Crackle Paint background stamp, and I've just stuck this into my case, and that is how I use it. I'm going to get some Berry Burst ink, and you're going to want to ink it up really well. Okay. So this is going to be tone on tone, so it's going to be kind of subtle, but I think it looks really cool. So you want to get the front of your card base and lay that down. And just gently push down so that all transfers over. You can get a piece of scrap paper and put it on top and just rub all over it, but you're covering a big area, so it's not going to be too messy. Okay, and carefully pick that up, and that is what you have. There will be, because the size of the background stamp, you will get a slight thin bit at the top and bottom you're missing, but I don't think that actually matters too much on this project. Okay, so now that background bit is done. So what I'm going to do is get my DSP mat, put some Tombow on that, and pop it on the top left corner of your card base. Oops. And the good thing about using the Tombow is, as it's liquid glue, you do get a few seconds just to make sure that's nice and straight and in the right place. So a little bit of wiggle room, what we like to call it. Okay, then I'm going to put this Whisper White piece that we stamped on earlier in the centre of that DSP mat. And I'm going to bring in my Tuxedo Memento black ink and the sentiment I want to use, which is "You're So Awesome." I really love the font of this as well, and it's a nice size. So ink it up really well, and I'm going to place it in the bottom right corner. And just push down a little bit, just so that ink transfers. And I think that is really cool. So that is the base of our card already. So I'm just going to pop it to one side and bring in the piece I'm going to be stamping on. So for this I'm going to need 2 greens. So I've got Call Me Clover and Old Olive, and these are really quite contrasty greens. You could use a bit more like a subtle contrast. Just have a play and see how you go. And the reason I've got the 2 greens is, I don't know how well you can see on this card, but it has kind of a 2-tone effect on the cactus. So that is that one. And for this one, here and here, you can see there's like a 2-tone effect. And I think that gives a really nice look to the image, and it gives a nice, it just gives it more dimension to the actual image, which I think is really, really cute. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, for this particular one, it's kind of like a build your own cactus or succulent, whatever you want to call it. So you've got all these little pieces, which if I bring this in, you can see you've got all these bits here. So you can design and build it how you want. Bear in mind, for this particular one, we are fussy cutting it. So you just might want to keep that in mind. If you go too crazy with the design, you're going to need to fussy cut it. Okay, so for this, I'm bringing in my sponge dauber, inking it up in Old Olive, turning it over, using my sponge dauber in the Call Me Clover, and I'm just adding that as a bit of kind of like a shadow to the stamp. And then when you stamp it down, oh, just put my foam mat under it because I want a nice clear image. And you get that kind of really nice 2-tony effect. It will dry a bit lighter, so it won't be so harsh. Okay, so next I'm going to take this long one, and I'm just going to see where I want to place it before I add any of the kind of darker colour to it. There we go. And stamp that down. See, like I said, you can go a bit more subtle with the colours. So maybe Old Olive and Lemon Lime Twist would actually be really quite nice if you stamp in Lemon Lime Twist and then do a bit of shadowing with the Old Olive. I think that would look quite cool too. But yeah, the 2-tone effect is really, really nice. So I'm going to go ahead and do that and build up my cactus. And I'm going to speed through this bit so you can still see what I'm doing, but yeah, you don't have to watch me in real time, and I'll come back to you guys in a second. Okay, so that is our stamping done of the greens in the cactus. And I think that is just really, really, really nice. I love how that's turned out. So next what we're going to do is we're going to get some lovely lipstick. And we're going to bring in the flowers. And I'm going to stamp once with that big one, and then bringing in the smaller one, I'm going to stamp this side. Without re-inking, I'm going to stamp again here. Just that gives a bit of depth to the flowers. And one more. I'm going to do like that. So we're done with all our stamping now. So the next thing to do is to fussy cut this out. I'm obviously going to speed through that for you, and I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, so that's our cactus all fussy cut out. So I'm going to move that pad, and then all we need to do is pop this up with dimensionals onto there. So I've got some mini and some regular size dimensionals. You can put as many or as few as you want on here. I do like to put a good amount on just so it's nice and firm and secure onto your card, because you spent time making it. You don't want it to fall to pieces or get squashed or anything in post. So I do like to put a nice amount on. Oops. Okay, and then placing that in the center. And that is it, that is all done. So super simple. The only other thing you'd need to do is on the inside put a piece of copy paper or a piece of cardstock that they can write on, so use Whisper White. You can also stamp on that if you wanted. So that is my nice little note card set using the Flower in Desert stamp set. If you did like this project, please do give me a thumbs up and subscribe. The links to my blog and Facebook page are in the description bar below. Please do hit that notification button and you'll be notified when I post any other future projects. And please let me know what you think by leaving a comment below. And I hope you do give this a try. So I'll see you back here soon and have a lovely day. Bye!